thank you, Harsh, for joining me in this discussion today. Just for the viewers, Harsh graduated with an electronics engineering degree from KJ Somaya, Mumbai, and in 2019 you completed your engineering, and then you worked for a
Yeah.
year with Accenture, and then
Yes.
2020 you joined Queen Mary University of London for the masters, that is the MSc program in advanced MSc program in electronics and electrical engineering. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
correct.
So what I wanted to ask you was, so when I worked with you on your applications, you were very focused that you wanted to go to the UK only. Whereas
Yes.
I know a lot of students from your college at that point were all planning for their education in the US, and generally most of the students wanted to go from who do their engineering prefer going to the US. I mean that was the
Yeah.
trend back in 2018-19. So what was your thought process at that moment that you wanted to, what were the factors that you decided made you decide that okay, I want to go to the UK and not the US or any other
Yeah.
country for that matter?
Okay. So the first thing that I knew was like I have been to UK before. Like I decided to pursue my masters.
Okay.
So I came here,
Hmm.
and then I went through many of the factors. Like I have got friends, family who lives in US, Canada, and all different places.
Okay.
So for masters, when I was looking for my masters, I was looking for the university, different universities, high ranked university.
Hmm.
And in that I found like UK has got quite a few universities who has got very like nice reputed universities who are in top 100 and top 120
Hmm.
list in US top ranking universities.
Right.
So one of the factors that was that, and another factor was looking at the like job perspective and the visa status.
Right.
So I've always had a family who have lived in US, and they have struggled for years like to get their PR and everything. Like it takes a lot of time, and the filing system and everything. So if you don't get picked up in H1B visa
Right.
slot, then you have to come back. Or
Okay.
so considering all the factors, like going to US, there's a good job market, but at the same time you have got one of the factors that there are restrictions and things. So
Yes.
it is based on the lucky draw system. So
Right. Right. So there
and
are
whereas
definitely some uncertainties, or rather, I would say it is not very guarantee that you will get your H1 and your PR, and even if you get it, it takes a lot of time. Right. So
yeah, exactly.
correct.
And whereas when I saw UK, I knew that you have to get a work visa in UK to live in
Hmm.
UK, obviously. But there was an option of PSW as well, post study work visa, so which gave us a lot better factor. Like you have got 2 years to find your job, and
Right.
in that you for sure you get the sponsored visa, and within 5 years you get ILR for this country, indefinitely to remain. And that's a next step to get like to settle up your future howsoever you want.
Mhm.
So that was the biggest factor for me choosing UK.
Correct. Right. And I think the year that you went, that was the year that
COVID.
UK reintroduced the whole 2 year post-study work visa.
Yes,
Right.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was there till 2013, and then they had stopped it for some years, and then again 2020 was the time when they reintroduced this was
Introduce.
post-study
Yeah.
work. Yeah, the 2 year post-study work visa. So how
Yeah.
was life in London and studying at Queen Mary University in terms of both academics as well as like living in London?
Living in London is fine. It's quite expensive, to be honest. I
Okay.
won't lie. It is quite expensive, but at the same time, if you go to any other part of the like in the world, in US as well, it is that expensive. Like you have to pay
Correct.
that much fees, and the cost of living is quite high. So would say like everywhere it's same.
Mhm.
But I came here during the time of COVID. So
Correct.
at
Correct.
that moment, there were not many jobs, not many part-time jobs or anything. As a student, you can just work 20 hours. So it
Mhm.
was a bit of struggle. For six
Right.
months, I had to struggle as well.
Okay.
And once you get on to just get a single link for a job, once you start, then there is nothing that can stop you. you getting more offers, and you just can have like you can change jobs, you can have a good job and everything, happy
Hmm.
job. So that was a very good factor. And in terms of education, I wouldn't lie again, I have found like the um academic like course or everything, like curriculum and everything, it's way better in India compared to this country.
Oh, is it?
But at the same time, in India you get different kind of exams, so like you have to focus on your assignments and everything, but which are like based on the write-ups and things like that, whereas in this country it is bit challenging for you, so that's what pushes you even further. So I had to everyone has got the plagiarism thing, so they have to keep in check their plagiarism, they have to do things on their own. So
Okay.
for myself it was like I had more or practical approached modules, so I had to do coding, I had to do the MATLAB and everything, so it was based on me and I had to produce that results. So that was one of the biggest the best thing that I found, that I had to do things and I was being challenged to do,
But you
being
found that
academic.
the yeah, but you said that the coursework was comparatively easier in the UK and
It
not
was, but
yeah,
yeah, like
but
in
the
I won't
assignments
say
were
in
more
terms.
challenging.
Yeah, assignments were more challenging. You have to use your own brain. There were certain marking criteria and everything that you
Okay.
have to keep in mind, that this thing has got 2 marks, this has got 10 marks. So you have to keep that. You have to like VHDL coding and everything. You have to
Hmm.
keep things in mind and write it according to what's required. You can't exceed the word limitation. And there's nothing like you can find it on the last year's like last year's module or something, or
Okay.
every year, every all the lab assignments change each and every year.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
So it is like fresh for you, and you have to give yourself a thought. And being like coming from India to this country, when you don't have a lot of money, you can't like risk on like I want to get assignment done from someone. It has to be you. If you have to learn, it has to be you, and you do it yourself.
Okay.
So you get to learn that way a lot, like you get to know how to be a self like independent and everything.
Hmm.
So you can't rely on anyone, no one is your friend in this thing, so
Okay.
everything is on you basically.
But in terms of the course load, because you also did a part-time job. I mean, initially, of course, because
Yes.
of COVID, you did not find it any job opportunities. But I think while studying, you in the later part of your academic term, you were working 20 hours a week as well while studying, right?
Yes, that's correct. I
Right.
was
So
working,
is it
so
generally quite easy for students to do that, or I mean, managing both the workload as well as the academic curriculum, or generally it becomes a little more hectic if you're putting in 20 hours a week working and then studying in college?
To be honest, it depends on the type of job, part-time job you do. So
Okay.
sometimes, like what I used to do, I used to work in one of the fast food chain. So it used to
Okay.
be I used to close very late, so I had a bit of struggle with like I used to sleep late and then wake up early in the morning to get
Yeah.
onto lecture, and then finish the lecture, get onto job. So
Okay.
it used to be a bit challenging, but at the same time it was manageable. Like if you have got that that I want to do, I want to earn money and I want to study, I want to get good grades, then you will push yourself.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's what I did.
Okay. And after you graduated, I mean, you started working full time. Currently, you're working with this company, which is VVV Engineering, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
what is
Oh,
this into? I mean, it's an electronics, primarily an electronics
so
company.
so VV engineering is basically more into, sorry,
No,
VV engineering is more into mechanical, electrical,
okay,
and like plumbing thing. So it is MEP company, and I work as an electrical engineer as well as I do communications work. So
okay,
uh, I work more like we work more or on the infrastructure industry, like working on
okay,
railways, highways, tunnels, and power section.
okay.
So working on different railway stations, getting the doing the survey works, getting the electrical supplies to the existing station. Like
Okay.
this always comes because of the upgrades going on onto the infrastructure industry. So
Okay.
uh, doing surveys on everything and then getting what is required, how to set up the temporary supply to all the equipments, how to migrate all the equipments
Hmm.
to the new temporary supply, and designing all the communications as well, like PA systems,
Sure.
CCTV systems, and all the
Okay.
display systems and everything. So that
So
is
how did
more.
you get this job? I mean, how does the job process work in the UK?
So it is basically you have to apply it online.
Okay.
You have to apply most of the jobs. Like there are very few things, like reference is one of the things this that works in this country,
Okay.
as well as the job application. So before, like, we come here and think that we'll apply at later stage. Like in India we start applying at later stage, but in this country job application starts at in like very August, September itself for next year's graduate route.
Okay.
So that's all. Like you just keep applying to new job applications,
Hmm.
and you'll get like out of 1,000 you might get one response
Okay.
back that you have been selected for second round or something. But
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of job applications. I would say I've done like 5,000, 7,000 job
Okay.
applications, out of which I got two or three different offers. So
Okay. Hmm. But
it
how is
was
the
more
job
of job.
market? How is the job market in general in the UK? I mean, because there are a lot of students. Some say you get jobs, some don't. So, are there some sectors that are doing well, or is the job because of the current economic situation everything is affected? Or what is your take on that?
um because of economy the job sector has been affected,
Mhm.
but if you like engineering, then if you are into physiotherapy,
Okay.
or like nursing, then the IT, electrical, or any of the engineering, you would say
Hmm.
there are loads of job comparatively
Okay.
compared to business and everything. Like I have seen people for business and finance coming here, but there have been loads of students who has done business and finance in this country, and there are many people who has got their own visa before coming here, like they are dependent
Hmm.
on things. So in this country, companies do see if you have got like if you have got some visa backed up, so they won't have to sponsor or anything for quite a few years. But if you are engineer or getting into medical field, then that's a good sign. Like you get there are many job opportunities in this field
Okay.
comparative to business and
Hmm.
finance.
Okay. Okay. And in general, like you said earlier, once you have a job, do generally companies sponsor your work visas, or how does that work? Or that is also not very common, or is it kind of granted that once you have a job, company will sponsor your work visa?
So I was saying that I had my work experience here in the
Hmm.
beginning. So I was on the tier two work visa, sorry, on tier four student visa when I
Right.
started working. And then as soon as I finished my work placement, I got the full time job offer and I got tier two visa.
Okay.
So most of the companies right now is like they do prefer having people, and they up like who has got the PSW, so
Okay.
they can have a look for on the candidate for 2 years and see how they perform,
Okay.
and based on that they do sponsor. Like many companies have got the sponsor license in this country, so they do sponsor the work visa to students. It's few of the companies offer it straight away based on your prior experience and your based on your university as well.
Okay.
And then if not, then they see for 2 years. And if you have got 2 years of UK work experience, then
Hmm.
for sure you're gonna get a job who will sponsor you tier two visa.
Okay. Fine. But in general, I mean, from your class at QMUL, that Queen Mary, did everybody manage to get jobs, or how is the statistics kind of thing, especially for the engineering batch I'm talking
Everyone, each and everyone, like whosoever I knew
about?
has
Okay,
the job at
has
this
jobs.
moment. So
Okay,
each and everyone. So most of them like were not on the work placement, so they got their PSW and they got their work
Correct, right.
straight
Hmm.
out. Like they had to struggle for few months, but at the
Yes,
end, like
that's
in
fine. Yeah, but
5 6 months,
eventually,
yeah,
eventually
everyone
everybody
got the
got
job.
jobs. Yeah,
Yes, that's correct.
correct. Because the number of students returning back has also decreased significantly. I mean, when this whole post-study work visa of 2 years was not there, you used to see a
Yeah,
lot of students coming back from the UK. But
yeah,
now that the post-study work visa has been introduced, a 2 year thing, a lot of students manage to stay back. So I just wanted to understand whether getting that. I mean, once you are on that post-study work visa, it is kind of relatively easy for companies to sponsor your work visa. If you, of course,
yeah.
if you perform well during that 2 year term.
Yeah, that's correct. So
Uh,
most of the companies do have like they have got this question only that do people perform or not. So that's why they hold up. But at the end,
sure.
they do give. Like I've got a friend who just is about to finish his post study work visa and his visa tier two work visa procedure has started. So
Okay.
I've found many friends have got work visa directly. So
Okay.
that is not a big issue. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah. And when you went from, of course, India to the UK, did you do any something that you were specially prepared with, or do you suggest that students coming directly to the coming to the UK to study should be prepared with something in terms of learning or something else that could really help them make that transition?
I would say like just students should enhance their skill because in this country is all about skills. So they should have good skills, and it's better to be ahead of each and like everyone in the class. So that's one of the things that I would suggest that get as many skills as you can. Like if you are into engineering, get MATLAB. If you are into IT, learn the software coding and everything. So
Mhm.
when you go for a job offer, I have found like they do ask for technical questions, and when the technical comes, people do fail most of the time. So
Okay.
if you have got the skill set, if you have got the deep knowledge, then for sure you are going to get hired in the first go itself
Okay.
because the CV speaks a lot. So if you have got a good resume, you know many of the skills, so that helps a lot.
Mhm. And you worked for a year at Accenture in India. Did that? Do you think that helped in any way, that experience, or not much?
I had like I did it was IT background,
Right.
whereas when this is electrical background, so
Mhm.
it didn't help much. But during my work experience, I was like that was one of the factors that I got hired because I worked on SAP.
Right. Right. Mhm.
So this company as well has the SAP. So I
Okay.
had this one factor that they wanted me to upgrade and get SAP, their company's SAP model into the right phase.
Okay.
So that was one of the factors that they had it as a plus point that I have this experience and that can help them as well to improve their like
Okay.
base
Mhm.
on SAP. So
Okay.
apart from that, it was just all about like what knowledge I have gained from university, and I
Mhm.
would frankly say that whatever I have learned in India, whatever I learned in this country, everything stays on the side. And what I work on right now, like most of the people work on things are quite different compared to like what we haven't studied in the university at
Okay.
all. So
Okay.
it
But that's
the,
almost the same all over the world. I mean,
for
what you
all of the
learn in
exactly
college or a
does
university,
not imply.
it's yes, maybe only part of it applies to your job. So
Yeah, you just know the basic. You just
correct.
uh, get the foundation of your like career in the university. You just get to learn the how the basic work, and then you get to learn more in the job industry.
Right. Right. So, anything else that you would like to add that you think would help students who are coming to the UK? I mean, be a little more prepared.
Yes, definitely. I would like to say that people should be ready. That you have to struggle a little bit. Like any of the foreign countries you go to, you have to
Mhm.
struggle a little bit and be ready and be adamant to like I want to work and I want to get this job opportunity. Just keep your goals clear
Okay.
and do whatever you can to create your foundation so that it will help your career in way better way.
Okay.
So and
Well,
just be ready. Like
sure.
I would say, just for like part time, being in this country, like for part time and anything, just be ready that you will have to work in all the different environment. It can be into a warehouse, it can be into like Shake Shack or McDonald's fast food chain, or in a restaurants, or
Okay.
in any of the clothing store or anything. Just be ready that you just want to gain experience, because the customer experience and everything, that job experience as well helps a lot. So just
Okay.
be prepared that you will have to do this job as well, you might have to do.
Okay.
So do not see any job as like it's like good job or bad job. This job is a job,
Okay.
so just respect it.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, Harsh, thanks a lot. If there's something else that you would like to add later, just let me know. But I think this was definitely useful. And
Yeah.
once again, thanks for joining and sharing your inputs.
It was my pleasure, sir.
Okay. Chalo.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye bye.